Good morning. Welcome. I'm going to be making Mischief on a Saturday morning, and I have finally taken the time to stitch together this signature. This, of course, I had always planned to be my cover, and so I have this, and the back cover done. And as you notice, it's just a very simple stitch system. And today I'm going to be working here. So I'm going to fold that one back, put in my protective dollar store cutting board sheet. And today I'm going to go back to using a piece of collage to tell my story, and this is kind of a one-man storytell, so this is the piece I have chosen, and it is quite strong, and I've decided to work freely and in a very abstract manner, adding watercolors from my much-loved old palette, and I'm going to be using the greens and blues because I think that they will hold up nicely behind that rather vibrant flower. I'm going to be using sap green, hooker's green, phthalo green, Daniel Smith's Undersea, cobalt blue, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, and some turquoise. I've given this a spritz to get it started, and let's see, I think I shall turn this one around so that only those colors are showing. I have my supplies here, and I'm thinking I might just put a little bit of a clip right there. Alrighty, and I'm off. I'm going to put on some water to give the pigment some place to play, and I'm using a 3/4 inch Princeton Velvet Touch Oval Mop, which ought to help me to water this page down quite nicely. I'm not going to go up to the very edges. I'm going to leave a bit of dry edge. I'm going to have to make sure that I can see so that I don't leave any unexpected dry spots on this watercolor paper. Now it has a nice sheen to it, and I'm going to let it sit for a bit to dry in. And while that's happening, I think I'm going to put my first layer of color down using my Princeton Neptune number 4. This holds a lot of water itself, so the first layer is, unless I use a lot of pigment, is going to be rather light. But that's okay, we can do that. Where's my little handy dandy? There it is. It's hiding. I think I'm going to want to take a little of that water off here. So Now I have no plan for how I'm going to apply this, although I do know that I want to apply a goodly amount. I think I'll start with my Hooker's Green. Put this right here. Little ultramarine over here. These will work very well together and not form mud. This is that Hooker's Green, and I do love that shade of green. It's so rich. Goodness gracious. I love to be able to run these colors together because I know that they're going to work. And that's a good thing. And a little undersea because I just absolutely have to have that. Because I just love what that color does. Now, let me splash on. Oops. Now that should come right out of there if I work at it before it dries. Yes, it did. Very big brush for splashing, but certainly let me put down well, I'm getting my board. That's all right. Now, if I can get these to spread a little bit. Some of these are moving. Just need a little bit of help to move. Now I believe I'm going to add some Mayan blue dark to add just a bit of saturation under some of these colors. Whenever the color is all in the same family, if you squint your eyes and look at it and it all seems to blend in together, that's the time to consider adding some dark and letting the pigments happen. This paper is getting to be so saturated that I believe I'm going to stop and dry this a little bit. Yes. But we are starting to get some color strength there. Alrighty, I'm going to do some drying, and I will return. Well, I have made an executive art decision and decided, after putting this down, that I thought that I have achieved my goal for the background, and I've used my Yoo-Hoo glue stick and attached this mum. Now I'm back to using some of that very dark color, Mayan Blue Dark, Daniel Smith, which is a wonderful blue-black shade. And I noticed this, and I thought, I'm wondering if that's just not telling me something. Now I need to make sure that the stem on such a large flower is kind of a decent size, because sometimes it can look ungainly if you don't take that into consideration. Yes, now I'm thinking that I'm going to be making chicken noises here, and I'm going to sketch just one nice dark leaf to play up this. So this leaf is going to hypothetically come up here and down here, and over here. Let's see what happens now. I'm going to turn this and bring it towards me. I'm going to use quite the tip of this brush, which is a 0. I'm going to add some depth to some of these shapes on the edge. just a little bit of added depth here. Taking into consideration, of course, that this is going to dry lighter. Now, just a little bit more of a shape statement on this top edge. As long as you can manage to stay up on the top, the tippy point of a paintbrush, they do manage to get the job done. Yes, I believe that we'll just say less is more so far. Now I'm going to dry this and have a think. I'm going to use my very new and very fine-tipped .025 Muji pen that is just beyond fine. To work to just put in a little depth into these corner areas. Put a little shade or a little, just bring the eye up there a little bit. Let's see if I'm doing what I think I'm doing, because sometimes it looks very good in my imagination. And then this will make this easier to move. Let's go over here. Very little as you can see. Only a pen tip this fine would get into an area like that. Oh, I'm loving it. I got these on Amazon. And they were certainly not horribly expensive in any way. And I really say they're taking over. Yes, they're taking over. Since I thought that this Uniball Signo Ultra Micro was fine, but this one, better than. Just, I think, because it lets me get into corners that are almost difficult to see. Yes, that did make a difference. And now I'm wondering, this is so fine, I just might go around the edge of this. Oops. I have some erasing I need to do right here. Yes. Well, I'm going to see up here. I'm not going to do a complete line. This pen just glides right along this bumpy watercolor paper. Okay. To go in there or not to go in there? Yes. Well, thanks to my Moji pen, I do believe that, yes, if you have enjoyed visiting with me this morning, watching me get into mischief, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with a friend, and I would certainly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. I'm quite happy with the blue-gray Mayan effect there of the Daniel Smith watercolor. It's a nice color. I've always enjoyed it, and I am glad that I put that little bit of depth behind these petals. Bye now.